revolution will be live.
All right, here we go. All right, so this is the first episode of the GDE podcast. So today we have someone on. She has like over 90,000 followers on TikTok, for God's sake. Don't know how she does it. I can't even get there. Holy shit.
Let me tell you something. When I started TikTok, I didn't expect for that to happen. I honestly started it because, okay, I'm gonna expose myself for like 2 seconds.
Oh God, let's hear it.
I actually used to have a Musical.ly before it was
Before
TikTok.
it's TikTok.
Yes,
Okay.
and I used to do Musical.lys all the time. You can ask my family. I even did like Musical.lys with my sister, friends, things like that. I used to do it a lot, and so I stopped doing Musical.ly for a long time because I started growing up, and I was like, I'm too cool for that, because of course, that happens. And I saw that it got bought, and it's called TikTok now. I was like, what? Like, why? How is it any different? And so I started looking at it, and I was like, I realized that it was a trend that everyone's like, oh God, so cringy, blah, blah, blah. But now it's like the biggest thing in the world right now, honestly. And so I started it just because I honestly, for cosplays and stuff, it's good for doing like lip sync videos and things like that. And I was just like, I'm gonna start it for fun, because why not? And so I started just doing like funny videos at first and just kind of did some cosplay stuff and things like that. The one video where it really took off was when I was in a bear overall dress, and it was a makeup like transition tutorial that I did, and I had absolutely no idea that it would get famous, and it started blowing up like a lot, and my mom was like freaking out, and and I was freaking out. I was like, what's happening? And there's been like, of course, a couple of videos after that. Like one of my biggest video that had the most views is my body positivity video. Thank goodness for that, because that's what I want to honestly be known for.
Yeah.
It's just body positivity and things like that. But honestly, I wasn't getting on TikTok to find a following. I was getting on TikTok for fun, honestly. I still am on TikTok for fun.
Yeah.
But I never thought that a following would come with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. But
never did.
There's also one video of yours that did pretty well, which is, well, you already know, the I'm a potato one.
Oh God, I still get messages all the time about that. They're like,
Yeah.
you're a video. I go back to it all the time. It makes me laugh. I'm like, okay.
You'd be surprised about how many people like cutesy stuff.
Gosh. It's crazy because legitimately I'll do some of my cosplay videos, and TikTok algorithm is kind of strange.
Yeah.
And I'll do some of my cosplay videos and they'll get okay views and stuff like that. If I do one voiceover of a little kid, everyone's like, yes, TikTok, like, yes, we must make this popular. And I'm like, maybe it's because of my baby face. I don't know exactly, but TikTok is like, this is it. Even though I'll put like just generally like easy makeup on, but then I'll do this like 3-hour like cosplay makeup, and it's like,
yes,
nice. It's okay. TikTok, it's okay. And oh my God,
and then once your voice changes, it's like,
yes. I think TikTok would have a stroke if they knew I could actually do a baby voice. Thank goodness.
So,
I haven't even really done that.
Having a following of 92,000 followers, which is still, to my eyes, insane. How do you deal with all the comments you get on a daily basis? Because holy shit.
I do get a lot, and it was definitely overwhelming when one of my videos has almost like 200,000 likes. Or 200,000 views or 200,000 likes, around there. I think it's 200,000 likes. The thing is that sometimes when you're getting that many comments, sometimes the comments don't always show up on your feed. And so what I actually did for days and weeks is I went back to that video and scrolled through every single comment and made sure I got all of them.
Jesus.
I literally would scroll all the way to the bottom and then would just slowly go up, and if I missed one, I would either comment or I would type. Sometimes I would have to wait because I commented way too much, and it's like TikTok's like, you need to slow down. I'm like, oh, crap. And so I'd put down my phone, listen to music, and like a little bit later I would do it again. But no, I did that for probably like whenever it blew up, for probably like a week and a half, 2 weeks. I did it for a while, almost every day.
Jeez.
And I still do that. I still go to my TikTok every once in a while, and I'll go through my feed and go through my videos and look at each video to see the comments, to see if I missed anyone. Because the main reason why I do that is that I've had a couple times where I've missed comments, and I've seen someone's comment that's like, "You make my day. I've been going through a lot lately," and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't want to miss any of those comments because it's just
Mm-hmm.
the sweetest thing. Of course, with people being so open to me
Yeah.
and just being open on social media is a big thing. And so I don't ever want to miss one of those comments or someone that really, really needs help or something. So
Mm-hmm.
I try my best to, but holy shit, does it get
It gets
overwhelming?
overwhelming. Yes, because I think the way how we got in contact was I think TikTok, and
Mhm.
then I popped into your. Oh yeah, speaking of, I popped into your stream because you have a stream
Mm.
Twitch,
Yeah.
and that's where I first saw you stream live Left 4 Dead. And I asked,
Yes.
"Hey, can I play Left 4 Dead with you guys?" And you're like, "Ah, I don't know, you may be a troll." I'm like, in my head, I'm like, "Girl, I ain't no troll." So I just popped in, like, let me see. So I popped
Yeah.
in because you were about friendly fire, and I'm like, okay, first of all, that's my friend Jonathan. That's not me, because he's the one who would join random people
Mm.
and start.
Yeah, definitely. It happens so much. It's just the thing is nowadays online, unfortunately, how like online now is, people just will take any opportunity to be like an asshole. Honestly,
Yes.
legitimately, and I've had it so many times, and of course, there's a stereotype. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god," whatever. But this is a stereotype with most. It's happened to me a good bit of times. But anytime I've talked to gamers, I'm like, that, "Oh god, woman." It's either one reaction of, "Oh my god, woman, I must hit on now. I must try to get Snapchat," or then it's
I
like,
know, right?
"Dude, go back to the kitchen, man. You don't deserve to be here." It's like it's a love-hate relationship. But then there's just the people, like the random people that just truly just want to annoy people and like get a rise out of them. Um Usually I always handle it by playing into what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So legitimately they get confused. So like if someone says go back to the kitchen, I'm like, okay, you want a sandwich? I'm gonna go get a sandwich. Like I'm gonna get me a turkey sandwich and all that. And they're like, wait, hold on. I hold on, focus. Hold on, I wasn't hold on. Like, what are you trying here? I was trying to offend you, and it's like, I'm not offended, dude. I love being in the kitchen, man. Cooking is one of my favorite things.
Well, yeah, I've
And
seen your Korean food. Jesus
ugh,
Christ.
people are trying to get a rise out of anyone. So I just have to be careful. And also, of course, people want to yell like slurs or something like that on stream.
Yeah, it's
I
not
just
okay.
The last thing I want is I want my stream to be a very safe place. The last thing I want is for someone to get, offended or stressed out
And
or
just
things like
ruin
that.
it.
Yes, exactly. Ruin the whole vibe of it. So
Yeah.
I try my best to do that. And I also have a lot of people that I will be starting a game. They're like, I can teach you the game. I can like get you any best weapon and all that. And I'm like, I want to learn the game. I don't need someone to help me. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like that's happened so many times, and I'm like, I'm okay. And they're like, I can get you good weapons, dude. And I'm like, what? By cheating? And they're like, well, yeah, but still. I'm like, I don't want that then.
I
And
want to
it's
play it
happened so many
legitimately.
times. Yeah, exactly. It feels so much more rewarding to actually like earn it. And there's so many people that come into my stream. They're like, I'll get you free gear. All that stuff. I'm like, I'm good. I mean, good for you, but
Yeah, that is very true. But like,
mm,
I remember, yeah, when we first played Left 4 Dead, that was
mhm.
fun. I still remember afterwards when I got hit by a boulder from a freaking tank, and then I thought I was dead at the last
Yes.
second, and then it said everyone's from like, oh, thank
Mhm.
God, because
Yes.
I saw the tank throw a rock at me. I still see it. I still go back there. I still watched it to see how it happened. I went yesterday, not yesterday, the day before. I was
Mhm.
on Twitch. I'm like, wait, is it still up? So I went back there and looked. I clicked on it, and then it started off with the tank throwing it, and then hitting me,
Mhm.
and then your shocked face, starting to
Yes.
laugh, and then I think Joseph's like, no, he's alive, he's alive, he's alive, and I'm in the
I got
chat going,
so
oh
worried.
my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah. The thing is that why I let you in and I was like chill with it is because we already talked on Instagram before that.
Oh yeah, that's right,
And
yeah.
so I kind of knew you already and it was I knew you weren't really a bad person, especially because you were so kind when you talked to me. You were like, "Oh, I'm not bothering you." I'm like, "Oh, stop it.
Well, I
No,
usually do
I'm
that
good."
because before it ends up being that I am bothering people because that's how they always. But you're not like that. But I've encouraged so many people that's become a norm, and that's so annoying to me. That's why it's been burned in my
Mm.
brain. Is why I don't want to annoy people because
Yeah.
People have done it to me all the time.
Yeah, and definitely with people nowadays, the thing is that any ray of sunshine or anyone that's confident in themselves or happy or things like that, they just want to stomp it out for some reason. And I don't understand it. I never understand it. It's
Because I don't know. I think it's just because they're upset with their own life. They want to make everyone else miserable around them.
probably, yeah, I had a big trouble with that a while ago. Lord.
Ugh.
I think you remember it. Pretty sure. It was a person on Twitter.
Oh.
Yeah, I got into a very scary part of Twitter.
Yeah, we
Very
won't
scary
go.
part.
We won't go to their part of Twitter no more.
Mm.
Because I sure as
I
hell
would say
don't.
far away.
Mm.
Far away.
I'm
So I
almost.
honestly don't have a Twitter. Twitter's scary.
I almost. I almost stopped using Twitter because even the Star Wars
Mm.
Twitter is getting really toxic.
Yeah, definitely. It's
'Cause-
fandom. Any fandom's gonna be
I know. Fuck's sake. I think the one. I think the one non-toxic fan base is the Steven Universe fan base because they're actually really nice.
How can someone be mean with Steven Universe?
Yeah, it's
Steven
like.
Universe is so wholesome.
It's like-
If you're mean with it, I'm gonna shove a crutch up your ass. That's just it. Steven Universe is too wholesome for people to be getting all toxic and stuff.
That's
Oh,
very
Lord.
true. Because me personally, I haven't watched many, but then I remember watching it with you for a while. And before that, I watched the movie, Steven Universe movie, at my friend's house, and I was like,
Yeah.
"This is so cool!" And I downloaded the entire soundtrack on Spotify and like listened to it, and like, "Ooh, this is nice."
Yeah, definitely. Definitely nice. Steven Universe. Oh, the soundtrack gives me such serotonin, I swear. It's so light and pretty. It makes me feel like I'm walking on clouds.
Which is good though. As if if it makes you feel that way, that means the show did its job well.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
Because you've been saying you want to do voiceover, right?
Oh, I'd love to. I've been wanting to do voice acting for a long time, ever since I was younger, because of course my dad, he does animation and things like that with gaming and things, and introduced me to gaming a long time ago, and I thought people voice acting over it and making these characters just seem so cool and adding so much attitude to characters was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And so I started practicing voices when I was younger, accents when I was younger. My dad, of course, he does accents and stuff like that. And so, yeah, definitely, I would love to voice act, very much so. Like,
So
I want to
if
play
you
like
could,
a tiny, cute, spunky girl.
ooh, that'd be cool.
I'd love to. No, I'd love to.
If you could voice act anybody in any cartoon, who would it be and why? I'm wondering.
Oh, that's so
I know, right?
Any cartoon.
Cartoon or a video game? I'll give you more options.
Or a video game.
Mm-hmm.
Or a video game. Okay. I think it would honestly either be. I have a couple choices.
Ooh, let's
It would
hear it.
either be Amethyst from Steven Universe, because I've her spunkiness and things like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Or I would do Tiny Tina.
I was
from
gonna
Borderlands.
say Tiny Tina. I was like, would it be
Her
Tiny Tina
craziness
from
is
Borderlands?
so funny. Yeah, it's Tiny Tina from Borderlands or Ellie from Borderlands, because I have that, the
Oh,
southern accent
yeah.
type of deal. Yeah, I would love to. I mean, I always quote her all the time whenever I'm playing Borderlands because I sound very similar. I don't have the southern accent, because even though I'm from Alabama, I don't have the southern accent, but I can still do the southern accent because
Yeah.
I'm around southern accents all the time.
Yeah.
So I would love to voice act. So
I would
badly.
love to see a Tiny Tina version of you in
Yes!
Borderlands.
Oh, I'd love that. I'd love that so much.
Hey,
If they
2K,
had, like,
if you ever watch this, I have a
that'd be nice.
future voice actress who would like to do Tiny Tina.
I wish, or some character. I just want to be a crazy maniac, like little girl voice. I would love that.
That'd be awesome.
Oh, it's cute, terrifying.
I do, yeah, cute. You gotta get that a shirt. Cute yet terrifying.
Pretty much, yeah. That would be a great shirt.
It'd be like, says cute but terrifying, but gives serotonin.
Easily.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
serotonin, but we'll definitely shove a crutch up someone's ass. It's duality.
God, I have so many shirt ideas. I might make those shirts.
Definitely.
I'll make those shirts, but you get the store link because it is yours, obviously.
Oh, I wish. You're too sweet, though. I couldn't ask that of you.
I know, but I still do it just because I get bored a lot and I want to do things.
Oh, totally understand that.
So we had this current pandemic, which is annoying the hell out of everybody because we can't
Definitely.
see anybody or nothing. But I
Yes,
understand we can't because it's been doing a lot things that are being very bad to the community.
definitely so.
But have you seen any movies during the pandemic? Like anything on Netflix, Hulu?
Well, I usually go to VR chat and I can watch a lot of movies and things like that.
Speaking of
I've watched a
yes.
lot of, yeah, I've watched a lot of movies that I've already seen, really. Um, but it's definitely a good time to catch up on movies and things like that during the pandemic. I mean, it's been
Yep.
crazy. And of course, the pandemic is a very sensitive subject for most people.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that you can't really change it. It's happened in history before,
Yeah.
and people have been just fine. And we are even advanced more in technology and things like that nowadays. It's honestly the most problem right now with the pandemic is the people.
Yes.
People, to me, okay, I'm gonna be real.
Go for
Of
it.
course, the stereotype in Alabama is, hillbillies, redneck, oh yeah, all that stuff. But I have to admit, there is a lot of people here in Alabama that are just not respectful of others by wearing a mask. Like I went to a Bridge Street, a place that's near me, that's an outside mall. And I went there, I had my mask on, my mom had my mask, her mask on, my dad did, and we were very safe, so social distance and all of that because I have a very bad immune system. So if I get it, I wouldn't, it wouldn't be critical for me, but it still wouldn't be very good at all.
Oh no, no.
Um but most people were just not wearing masks, acting like it was just every day, and I'm like, this is why I can't visit people right now because of you.
Yeah.
It's really not that hard. And the thing is with me is that like we have regulations to wear seatbelts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wears a seatbelt to go in the car, and most people are like, yeah, of course you wear a seatbelt, duh. Of course, all the Karens of the world are like, honey, put on your seatbelt to the like children and stuff like that. But when it comes to something required like that, that's for your safety and all that, you can't wear a mask.
I have seen that, and it's so annoying.
The people try to bring it to be a government conspiracy thing that's trying to control you or something like that, and I'm like,
They just want the people to be safe. It's like it's not a political statement.
exactly. It's not political, not even in the slightest. But it's definitely scary to see so many people like that. But honestly, I think the pandemic, as much as it had so many cons, and of course 2020 has been crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And 2021 is already starting out a little crazy.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah. Um, but I think the pandemic has been good in a way for people to realize and sort of appreciate being outside more. I definitely can say it for myself that I used to stay in a good bit and just game things like that, and I would go out every once in a while. And my mom would ask me to go out, and sometimes I wouldn't go or something like that. I definitely have a deeper appreciation for going out and being able to see the world and being able to go to restaurants and things like that because of the
Yeah.
pandemic. So that's the good that's coming out of it. I feel like a lot of people are almost learning that and being more appreciative of
Yeah.
going out. And also, I think a lot of people, I've seen so many videos of people are like, oh, I cut and dyed my hair during the pandemic, I blah blah blah. And I think that's the coolest thing in the world. Everyone's like, oh god, people are crazy. I'm like, that's the coolest thing in the world. Is like, you know what, we're on a floating rock in the middle of nowhere, the pandemic's happening, I'm gonna cut and dye my hair. If I had the confidence, if I had the courage, I would have totally done that. And I just think it's good because a lot of people have honestly found themselves during the pandemic and had honestly time for themselves
Mm-hmm.
to, be with their own thoughts and things like that. Unfortunately, the pandemic is terrible, and I of course hope it ends soon so I can see people that I love. But I think it's definitely taught a lot of people a lot of stuff. Some people can't be taught because the crazy people. But
Very true.
most people are more understanding, more appreciative of what they have, before the pandemic and everything. So hopefully it can go back to normal sometime this year.
I hope.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, sometime this year will be nice.
Yes. Vaccine's already going out. My mom will actually be getting a vaccine sometime soon because she's a
Good.
healthcare worker. So
Tell your
hopefully
mom that she's a saint for
goes
doing
well.
that, for being in that field.
Yes. Oh my god. And let me tell you something. She deals with terrible people,
See,
people that don't care about social distancing at all, people that don't even care about other people at all.
that's also another good thing about the pandemic is that it's making everybody appreciate the people who are in the healthcare work.
Yes, so much, because they deserve way more credit than they have.
Yes.
Way more. I mean, they're risking their lives all the time
Because my
to help other
grandma,
people.
she was a RN, no, LVN or RN for 40
Mhm.
plus years, and your mom's been doing it for how long?
My mom's been a nurse for a while. She's done different types of nursing for a while. Like once she worked for a dermatologist, once she worked actually in a hospital. Now she works she's a nurse case manager, so she helps people who get hurt on the job.
Mm-hmm.
So she's done a lot of different nursing stuff, but she's one of the smartest people that I know. And thankfully, with my condition and everything, I got raised with a mother that was a nurse, so it couldn't have been more perfect.
Right.
So I mean, that she's one of the smartest people I know,
Yeah.
honestly.
Which is good, though, because you were around someone who actually knows a lot about that kind
Yes.
of thing.
Yes. Definitely has been very safe, everything with COVID and doing precautions and all of that.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
What's been your favorite movie you've seen? Or just your favorite movie you've just ever seen?
Oh shit, that's hard. The thing is that I like different genres, but one of my favorite genres, I have to admit, is action comedy movies. I don't know why I just have a place in my heart for them. Some of my favorite ones, I'd have to admit, one of the things that has made me laugh the most probably is The Heat with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, gosh.
I have watched that movie so many times, and I mean, Melissa McCarthy is one of my favorite actors.
Mm.
I love her so much. Her and Ryan Reynolds, favorite actors. I love
Oh,
them so
heck
much.
yeah.
Oh yeah. But Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock, their performance and just the comedic timing and everything was
Mm-hmm.
just so funny. Oh my god. But yeah, definitely that movie, The Heat. I love it so much.
Because
So
I
hilarious.
like action comedy. I like thrillers, horror movies.
Yeah,
I love anime movies mainly.
definitely.
Because I think my two favorite actors, oh, three. I actually have way too many, but if I narrowed it down to like a top three, it'd be Johnny
Mm.
Depp, Daniel
Mm.
Radcliffe, and
Oh yeah.
there's way too many, and Mark Hamill probably.
Oh yes. Johnny Depp, legend. That's a legend right
He's a
there.
legend who still looks young for being 50, and who has to go
Hopefully I
through
could
a
go too.
very terrible thing with Amber Fuckstick. I mean Amber Heard.
Ah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just don't like it that he's got taken advantage of like that.
no. Totally understand. Totally understand. That's it. Absolutely nothing makes that right with what happened with him. I've seen too many wholesome videos of him. I mean, of course, anyone can be, a little bad on the inside, with, how people commercialize
Yeah.
actors and stuff. But Johnny Depp is a very, very sweet person. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, he's gone so many hospitals dressed up full, like Captain Jack Sparrow gear and
Yep.
see cancer patients, things like that. Like that, the sweetest. Honestly, some of the sweetest actors that I've seen have done that,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. And so, yeah, it's terrible.
Because I remember one video, I think it was on TikTok, of it
Mhm.
was just him, I think speaking at a convention or something,
Mhm.
and it was before COVID hit, and there was this girl who gave him a note. Her hand was shaking because she was meeting Johnny Depp,
Mhm.
but it
Yep.
was during the whole Amber Heard thing though. Um,
Mhm.
but she gave him a note. He gave her a hug, and you can tell he needed that hug because he did not let go after he gave him the hug. And then
Oh,
of course,
heart.
he gave her a hug. He held it for quite a little bit, which is cute. And then he just gave her a little pat on the back of the shoulder, like, "Don't leave."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I saw a video of him going around of him, I think at a con as well, but he was talking with someone or something like that. Something emotional was going on, and there was a woman next to him, I think someone that he probably knew, that was crying. And I remember him pulling out like a handkerchief or something like that and giving it to her and putting it in her hand and just kept grabbing her hand, kept rubbing her hand, and then hugged her. It was the sweetest thing. It was just comforting
I wish he
her
was my
as much
dad.
as much as he could. It was very, very gentlemanlike. It was very, very
Very.
sweet.
Man, if Johnny Depp was my actual dad, oh my god, I would never stop talking about him.
I mean, there's a lot to talk about
Well,
because
yeah,
he's done a lot of
even
stuff.
though he's not my dad, I still talk about him even though because
Oh yeah,
he's one of my
definitely.
favorite actors of all time.
Mm.
Because if they
It's
ever make another, well, they're gonna make another Pirates movie. But if they make another one and he's not in it, I can't see it because he's Jack Sparrow. That's what I go to the
yeah,
movies for, is to see him as Jack Sparrow. If he's not
he
Jack
really
Sparrow,
is.
then
And the thing is, I mean, he hasn't changed hardly in the face, so he could easily pull it
oh
off. And
yeah,
of course,
he's yeah.
Captain Jack Sparrow looking aged is like, it's a pirate. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, to look fine. That's what I always worry about, though. It's moving on from actors sometimes when they do new movies, like with the Avengers movies, with like Avengers Endgame, all of that. Like my dad, of course, he's absolutely major Avengers fan and all that, and he got me into it, of course, ever since I was little. And I'm obsessed with Marvel. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I like DC. I like DC comics more than movies. Marvel definitely
Agreed.
takes the crown with movies.
Yes, agreed.
But I it's gonna be sad if they make any more Avengers movies and like the roles are not gonna be the people that we grew up seeing, like the actors and stuff. But my dad's like, they'll make more, that's not the end of it. And I'm like, but I kind of don't want it to have more because people won't. The people that I know as Black Widow, as Tony Stark, as all that stuff will not be there, and that's just upsetting sometimes. It really can be upsetting.
That is very true. Because I went to see Avengers Endgame 4 times in the theater when it came out because I love Marvel.
Oh yeah.
So I went and saw that 4 times. I cried like a bitch every single time because Marvel.
Oh God, I cried my eyes out. Oh, I sobbed. Like,
and then seeing Spider-Man Far From Home, because it takes place right after Endgame, is like, oh no, there's no more Tony Stark.
Yes.
But then the thing is, I don't get the timeline here for a little bit because I get it now, but why release the Black Widow movie now when we already know what's going to happen to her in Endgame?
Yeah.
Because because Robert Downey Jr. is going to be in that as Iron Man or Tony Stark. But like, oh, cool, we're going to have him back again. But it's not. We already know what's going to happen to both of these guys. So
yeah. It's gonna be a little upsetting. I feel like they should have done them in between the Avengers movies, probably. I'm gonna tell you something. Black Widow has a very, very dark past.
Oh,
It's
I
been
know.
presented in many Avengers movies and flashbacks and things like that.
Yeah.
But why didn't they touch on it? It was it seems like such a detrimental part of the story of just how cool her story is.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why they didn't do a movie about her sooner.
Yeah.
Which made me upset because she's, oh my God, bonafide badass. Let me tell you.
I think she's like in the Avengers movies. Like I think she's underutilized. I think they could use her a lot more because there are certain points I'm like, wait, Black Widow was a thing here, or you could have used her a lot more. Honestly, I thought they could have used her a lot more because Scarlett Johansson is a great actor, and I think they highly underused her in the Avengers movies.
Definitely.
But I honestly can't wait for the new Spider-Man coming out next year. Well, this year, at the end of this year. Because it's going to have all 3 of my favorite Spider-Man in one movie.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to have Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and hopefully Tobey Maguire. And that's going to be so cool. To see all the...
crazy.
They're basically doing a live-action Spider-Verse. Because speaking of, that was also my favorite movie almost of all time was Into the Spider-Verse. That was a good movie. I loved how it was. At first, it started to hurt my eyes because the animation was kind of like framey. But then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm okay with this because I got used to it when I watched it a little longer, and I love I honestly love the comic book aspect of how it looked. The story was great. It was funny.
Oh yeah.
I love seeing all the different Spider-Man. That Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Man, anime Spider-Man. Yeah. Peter Porker, Spider Pig.
That's so good. Yeah.
But I can't wait to see the new one this year because they're doing another Spider-Verse Into the Spider-Verse movie that's not until 2022, but they already showed off that Spider-Man 2099 is going to be the main focus of that one.
Yeah, and the thing is, what I love about that movie is, of course, the art style that you were talking about. It reminds me a lot of Telltale Games of how they do their and stuff. Which I still love that game so much. I've played the first one, the second one. I'm pretty sure I played the third one. I know I've done season 1 and 2.
Walking Dead,
but
right?
It is Walking Dead, the
Telltale Game series?
Yeah. I've done season 1 and 2. But the art style is so different from most games. It reminds me a little bit of Borderlands, but a little bit different. It's all sort of the same kind of line art deal where it has like those black lines that are on everything. I love that sort of art style for games and stuff. I think
Yeah,
it's so cool.
because when I played The Walking Dead when it came out a long time ago, I remember playing it on Xbox 360 when it came out, and
Yeah.
then I had it on my phone, and then I had it on my tablet, and then I had, cause I don't know, I love that game. I think that was the first ever, no, the third ever game to make me cry like a little baby, because of course the end with Lee, and
Yes.
then
Oh,
season 2, almost the same thing with
Kenny.
Kenny, and then I did play the Final Frontier, which is season 3 basically.
I haven't played most of that.
It's pretty good, but it's nothing like the first 2 seasons. But then you
Yeah.
get to the final season, which I played, and that one is like, it's not better than season 1 or 2, but I can say that I could have been season 3, but and it would been better.
Yeah, definitely. But it's that's with most things. Usually the first or second game of most stuff is better than the other ones,
Yeah,
and movies included.
video games especially. I like that.
It's usually just that way. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, I have to admit, I totally understand because it's hard to come out with new content and stuff that will rope into the past games or past movies. That definitely can be a bigger task. And then that stuff will rope into the next movie or next game. So
yeah.
I definitely understand how it's hard to do that, but it's definitely still appreciated with
Oh
how
heck yeah.
good games are and stuff like that. Oh yeah.
Because I remember also playing Tales from the Borderlands, which is a Telltale game series, and I still haven't beaten it. The reason why is because I got to a part where it would constantly freeze, and I'm like,
Yeah.
great. and
I watched a friend of mine play that. It was good.
I still haven't watched any videos on it because I want to play it still and beat it on my own without having to watch any cutscenes or anything. Because I want to see how it ends and how it plays out from the first episode to, I forgot how many episodes it is, like 5, I think.
I think so. Pretty sure.
Yeah,
It's not a super long game. It's just it's almost like a full game of like DLC. It's more to like tell other backstory and things like that rope into Borderlands 3 and all of that. It was super fun to watch though, and to see the different characters that would be going into Borderlands 3.
Do you have a favorite Telltale game series?
Oh god, I don't know if I do.
I only have 2. What's yours if you have one?
I mean, I really liked Walking Dead. Walking Dead was very, very well done, and
That's one of mine.
I know, even like how like the butterfly effect with some stuff, like with how that's one of my favorite game styles is butterfly effect stuff. I think that's so cool of just choosing what route you want to go down.
Ooh, you
And I hope
Until Dawn.
Yeah, yes, scary shit though.
I know.
I've seen most of the playthroughs of that, so I've honestly ruined myself on it. But I just like the butterfly effect, and I honestly hope they get more in depth with the butterfly effect in games in the future, because it's very well done how most of them do it, and that's just a lot of process to just for each option to see how it goes down the line. I mean, it's crazy. So definitely Walking Dead. I have to admit, I love Walking Dead so much, and I would totally do a Clementine cosplay, but I was like, I'm not.
You could do season 1.
I could.
Because she's mainly a little kid in that one.
She is. But the thing is, of course, I don't really look like her. We also are 2 different nationalities. But
who's to say?
Love. True. I love her personality. I love her story. She's a fighter, and God, Lee melts my heart. I love Lee so much. He was such a kind soul. And I remember actually legitimately like crying my eyes out, and my mom comes in and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, Lee died. I'm like sitting here just sobbing, like have like mascara running down my face. Like I was not expecting that. I was dying. And so it was really well done though, the story. Even though how he got bit with the walker in the like underneath the box and stuff. When I tell you I was so mad at that, I was like, are you serious? This man has fought through so much stuff, but a freaking zombie underneath like a box or in a doghouse or something like that gets him. Oh, I was so
when I
upset.
saw that and I looked, because when I played it, because I before I watched anybody play it, I played it myself first. So I played that part, and I'm like, can I restart? Can I reload? Can I not get bit? Because I don't want Lee to die. But then I'm like, well,
it's inevitable.
maybe if I can cut his arm off, like they said you could, so I did, but it's still.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's inevitable.
What the hell? But Clementine's able to do it.
Yeah.
In the final season, she gets bitten in her leg, and you can cut the leg off, and she's
fine. I remember seeing that scene because I've seen like sparsely a couple scenes from the seasons, but I definitely saw that scene, and I mean, I never really understood that. I mean, I guess it's because he didn't have the right medical attention.
Could be.
I think it's that. I think he maybe lost too much blood.
True, because he was really pale at the end.
Yes. He probably just lost a lot of blood, and honestly, he just didn't get the right medical attention, because usually when you clean out the wounds and stuff like that, you can clean out the infection and things like that. But since he kind of just had to chop it, put a bandage on it, and kind of go, he didn't really get to clean it. So I think since Clementine, had the medical attention that she needed for that, I think she was okay. I think that's
true. That could be why, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for me it's Walking Dead, and then I do love The Wolf Among Us, one of my other favorites.
I've not seen that.
It's a very good adult tale about fables, as in like let's see, like what if Snow White was investigating, was a criminal investigator, and you had like a werewolf who, I forgot his name already, but it's been a while since I played it. But you had a werewolf who's a detective who can control himself from becoming a werewolf, and you'll have to fight like villains like Bloody Mary and like old folklore things, and then you have like Tweedledee and Tweedledum, her henchmen, and then you have like all these fables, like fairy tale come to life, but they're like very adult versions of them. So like they say fuck, they say like all these words. But I'm like, god damn, hell yeah.
It sounds very, very interesting. Honestly, okay, there's a game that I have loved the art of for forever. I never played it myself, but I've watched so many playthroughs of it. Alice Madness Returns.
Ooh, I have that on my Xbox.
One of the coolest games. I've seen all of the playthrough. I think how they did the art style of it is so cool. I think how they did the storyline was so cool.
Yeah. Everything
like that. Even the game mechanics of like how she fights and stuff. So cool. I've honestly I haven't played the game myself, but I've watched so many playthroughs that I was thinking about doing an Alice cosplay myself. She's so cool. She's so cool. One of my favorite games I've watched, honestly. That is so interesting. I would and Franbo.
Ooh.
Those two games I could watch playthroughs of over and over.
Honestly, I think Alice Madness Returns needs an HD remake, because that would be like a Resident Evil 2-ish remake where it's completely redone but looks fresh, smackingly new, but it still plays the same. I think the one thing I didn't like about it was just sometimes the camera controls would be kind of wonky. But other than that,
that's what a lot of games.
Other than that, I'm fine. Where's the sequel to Alice though? It needed a sequel.
Yes, it needs a sequel.
Because I'm
totally with the camera thing. That is one of my biggest pet peeves in games. Sometimes when I was playing Resident Evil 6, I think on my playthrough on my stream, the last final boss constantly was just changing cameras, and I'm like, I cannot see. Why do you do the most difficult camera? So you're running this way. Why do it behind? Why have the camera like looking at you, and so you have to like reverse your control? I know it's in final battle and has to be difficult and all that, but oh my god.
When the game actually makes it difficult for you to play itself. It's like
I totally understand if the end boss is difficult.
Yeah.
It needs to be. But with just running away from the end boss, why does it have to be so difficult?
And here's the other thing I loved about your Resident Evil 6 playthrough is your constant driving mistakes with Joseph.
It is so sensitive. I don't care what you say. It is so sensitive.
I
would
understand.
turn a bit, it would just almost the whole motorcycle almost tilt over.
I definitely understand it would, but I watched that laughing, clipping. It's fantastic.
My God. think I still have the clips on my Twitch channel from it. Pretty
Yeah,
sure.
you do.
And I might have that video downloaded. Forgot, but I know it was embarrassing.
Trust me,
I was so
I
embarrassed.
clipped every single mistake.
Oh God, it was embarrassing.
Honestly, it was funny for me, for your stream, for you, Joseph, especially because he was laughing his ass off.
Oh God, he was laughing so hard. I wanted to punch him. I'm like, if I could trade the keys to you, if I could give you the keys right now, we wouldn't be in this situation.
That's very true.
I mean, and even with those games with Resident Evil, you have to learn like on the spot. You have to be ready on the spot. You don't have like a training in the beginning or things like that.
Like
You
just
get
like a
thrown
tutorial,
into it.
just throws you right in. Yeah.
Yeah, it just throws you right in. So when you're going to the action scene of like the motorcycle, it's like, okay, you turn this way with this button, this way with this button. I'm like, I'm just now learning this. Don't be surprised when I run into something like 5 times. Because it teaches you immediately, and it's like I don't have time to practice. So
Oh my
that's
God.
really your practice.
Are you gonna get Resident Evil 8 when it comes out?
I'm thinking about it. I will be playing some more Resident Evil 5. Oh, not more Resident Evil. I will starting Resident Evil 5 soon, probably tonight on my stream. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking about it. I love the Resident Evil series. I've always watched playthroughs of the Resident Evil series, and I also had, ever since I was younger, I watched a lot of videos on the Resident Evil series, but I was honestly too spooked to play it. But see, for me is I'm not good with like if there's intense games, I like to play them co-op, like a story game co-op. Playing games alone, like if there's a scary part and I have to do intense stuff, I will sit there before it actually starts, and I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't want to do it.
That's me sometimes with horror games.
I don't. Oh my God, because I know it's gonna happen, and I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I just know something's about to happen here.
Usually that happens with me with horror games, but it's usually when. So you've played Grounded, right? Of course you have.
Yes.
I've seen it. So I don't know why I asked that question because I know you fucking play Grounded, but I think, in my opinion, I know they have the arachnophobia thing on. You can turn that on. When it didn't have that option, I thought it was just a horror game disguised as a Minecraft thing. I'm like, oh, cool! You're just in a backyard. It's just basically a Honey I Shrunk the Kids, but in a different version. Okay, this is cool. And then I saw giant spiders. I'm like, this is a horror game. And then after I got into, some mishaps with a certain few spiders because my friends wanted a troll, as in lead me into caves where there was one lurking in there. When I fell literally into a hole, and then all of a sudden one just walked over it and came in, and all I can say was, fuck, you are done. I'm not doing this. It's scary to just see one walk over and look in with the red eyes. Nope.
Oh, it's the cave. Nope. It's the caves. Oh, I don't like caves. I don't like caves in there. I don't like caves
itchy when I think about it.
Yes, I get so itchy because I get paranoid. I totally understand that though. See, the funniest thing is that you see I play Left 4 Dead now with like ease. I play Left 4 Dead with ease. Really nothing really about it. When I used to play when I was younger, when my dad introduced me to it, I know this is gonna sound so sad, but I didn't really have anyone to play with at that time. I didn't have anyone to play with, so I would usually play single player. And also because my dad was really worried about me going on multiplayer when I was younger because he didn't know what people would say to me and stuff like that.
Oh right, yeah.
And so I'd go in there, and anytime that the tank would come up, I would actually exit out of that game and start a new game. Because I was so scared of the tank. So I heard it. It's like the grumbling. And I'm like, no. I would just turn it off and start a new campaign.
Okay, I have a similar story to that because I used to be scared when I first played it. I didn't have anybody to play with like you did.
Yeah.
And I didn't have Xbox Live because before then I had to buy like the separate adapter, which was $100 back then. So I didn't have that. So I had to play Left 4 Dead solo a lot. So I would just do that. I was scared of two things: the hunter that would just jump off out of nowhere and just maul you to death, or the tank. The only way I would knew if the tank was around was because I wouldn't hear the I would hear the music first. I hear the dun dun dun. I'm like, pause. Where's it gonna come from? Where's it gonna come from? Where's it gonna come from? There was one time I got actually scared, legitimately scared from that, because I paused it, I heard the music, I unpaused it, and then I got hit from behind by a rock.
Oh God.
And I'm like,
Oh, that's like the
oh
other
shit.
day. I was grounded. Oh my God. That was
When
so.
Jordan said,
Yes.
"Curry, come over, come over." You thinking there was a spider near you? Because I heard like little pitter pattering, like just go. And all of a sudden, Jordan aims arrow, shoots arrow like Katniss Everdeen, hits you in the back of the neck, and you scream. I'm like,
I screamed
Jordan.
and I almost started crying. I was tearing up. Like I was tearing up. I was so scared. Like my headset like went like this. Like it almost fell off because I screamed so loud. Oh my God. It was terrible. I've been jump scared in so many games. Jump scares is what gets me. Yeah, of course like the creepy stuff is bad, but jump scares are my worst enemy. Are my worst freaking enemy. That's why I've never even attempted to play Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh God.
I will never touch that game.
So here's a good question for you then about that. If you're gonna call with friends, would you play Resident Evil 2 Remake? Would you play Resident Evil 2 Remake if you were gonna call with friends? Where people are there in your ear so you can still talk to them while there's stuff happening? Or would the imagery still be a bit too much?
It would be 50-50. It depends because usually I have great friends that like to pick on me while I'm doing that. And you know, there's Joseph that sits there and laughs at me. There's Josh that sits there and laughs at me and all that. Of course, picking on me. You know, Jordan the other day, of course, was grounded. He's like, oh, you know, spiders lay eggs on you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you are making this no better. No better at all.
I try not to do that, but I can't help it.
Yeah, but I think I would, because Resident Evil games are just so cool in general that I think I would attempt it. I think I would. There's so many single player games that I've done that I was pretty good with like Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider is a good one. I played Tomb Raider for a while, and I actually finished the first one. I finished all of the Tomb Raiders, I'm pretty sure. And I was able to do that by myself. So, I mean, that was at least good. But, I mean, Resident Evil is a bit on another level because you're like, with Tomb Raider, you're fighting people. You're fighting people, you know? But with Resident Evil, you're fighting like zombies and really scary shit. So
I think it was Tomb Raider Underworld or something like that, where there were giant spiders in that game. And that was... That one was 360, I believe?
Oh. Then I probably didn't. Yeah.
Oh, because like the ones I played were like the old ones, and I did play the newer ones, like the Rise of the Tomb Raider, the 2013 Tomb Raider, and then I have not beaten Shadow of the Tomb Raider yet. I'm still doing that one.
I have beaten all three of those.
Ooh.
I've beaten all three of those, the newer ones. But it's so fun though. It's so fun, and I would recommend it to anyone to play Tomb Raider. They were very, very well done, and especially like the combat and stuff in the story. But that's so much easier to play because they're humans. And you feel like a little assassin. But Resident Evil, you're like fighting like zombies that are trying to eat your face off and stuff. Oh my God. And I've always been terrified of zombies.
Oh yeah, here's the one thing. If you do ever play Resident Evil 2 Remake, save your ammo. Because the zombies in that game take bullets like a sponge.
Oh God.
You shoot them in the head once, that's fine. I don't mean they'll come like they'll move back a bit and they'll try to come back again. Twice, they'll still do it. 3 times, go down please. 4 times, down please. Save your ammo.
I'd have to. Honestly, with the zombie games, melee weapons are the way to go. Especially a machete or a katana. That is so satisfying to play with.
Like Left 4 Dead, I use in machetes. In Left 4 Dead 2. I usually use katana or an axe.
Yeah,
I love
katana,
melee
axe,
in that.
machete. I use all those 3. Those are my favorites. Crowbar and all that. Yeah, it's okay, but it doesn't like cut. You know,
it doesn't it doesn't dismember a zombie.
Like in Dying Light, when I had my katana, and then you just can cut their heads off. So satisfying.
Oh yeah.
You know those like satisfying videos you see on Instagram?
Oh yeah.
You know that's like, oh, that's satisfying to me more than those any day. Oh, I'm gonna cut this soap all nicely. No, I want to see a zombie's head cut clean off. Gone.
So if you guys are seeing this video, you can tell that as cute and adorable as she is, she has a very evil, sadistic side of cutting zombies' heads off for fun.
Well, let me tell you something.
And it's
I've always had
fun.
a fear of zombies. The thing is with me, it's easier for me to play a zombie game than it is to me to watch a zombie movie. You know why?
Yeah.
With zombie games, you can kill them.
Yeah.
You can kill them, and you are not like the dumb people in zombie movies that cannot avoid zombies,
You
apparently.
can
to
control
save
what
their
happens
life.
to yourself.
Exactly. You can actually like be a smart person. Oh, that sounds like a lot of death in that room. I'm not gonna go in that room and just walk away. But when you're watching a zombie movie, it's like, oh my god, please don't go there. Oh no, you did this. Oh my god.
Oh my
So
god.
many people died because of you.
Trust me.
It's just all the angst. Oh, all the angst is so intense.
Sometimes.
That's why I didn't watch The Walking Dead.
Oh god. I remember watching Walking Dead for the first 7 seasons, and then I stopped watching it after season 7. I am gonna watch the movies because they're gonna make movies when they come out. They're gonna have Walking Dead movies. But all I'm watching them is because Rick Grimes is gonna be back in them. They're gonna have Andrew Lincoln come back as Rick Grimes, which is the only reason why I'm watching it. Because after he left the show, I'm like, done.
Yep.
Although I would have stayed though because they still have Daryl in there. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
I like Daryl still, but they lost most of the main cast. I'm like,
Yeah. My mom pieced out when Glenn died. My mom pieced out. She was done.
My friends made so many jokes about Glenn.
That's so mean.
Like,
So mean.
I'm like, I've seen it in the comic books. I'm like, I read the comics, so when I saw Negan, I'm like, it's like I already know what's happening to Glenn because I saw it, and then when they went, well, back to it. When I saw it happen, it was like me reading that comic for the first time. Like, what the hell? Like, I know what happens, but then I didn't want it to at the same time because I grew attached to him.
So gruesome. Oh my god.
I was surprised they got away with what they did in that. My friends, they have very dark humor. Because when they watch that, there's like, oh my god, that's how they make ground beef, or that's how they do Korean barbecue. I'm like,
oh,
shut up. I'm like, damn.
That's terrible.
It's like, leave it alone, man. Jesus. But
have a heart. That's terrible.
Hey, you're laughing. See, we're up in the.
Terrible because I'm in shock. That's so bad.
I know, but that's my friends in a nutshell for you.
That's so bad. Also, the
'Cause-
only reason I was laughing is you were laughing.
I don't want to hear that, because you already know that Korean barbecue is delicious. But I don't mean Glenn.
Oh. Why'd you have to make that comparison?
I don't know, because my friends have talked about it so much.
I hate that. That's terrible. That's so bad. It's so bad.
I know, it's pretty. But that was just my friends, though. Like,
Yes.
I only have two IRL friends, and that is three. Jonathan, Justin, Nick. Those are the ones I went to high school with. I still talk to this day. Then there's you, Joseph, Jordan, Bree, and Chelsea. Those are the ones I have online, but I still talk to. I talk to you guys more than I talk to them. The reason why I talk to you guys more than I talk to them is because they are usually working, or they don't get home until I'm in bed and I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
So
totally understandable. And they probably don't video game a whole bunch since they work so much, probably.
Jonathan does, even when he's trying to work. My friend Jonathan's a gamer to his core. Let me tell you that much.
Gonna get himself in
trouble. Oh yeah, but like usually I ask you guys, hey, can I play games with you? Because usually I don't like being by myself because then I'm in my own head and I don't like that. So I usually just like to have people to talk to, like you guys, because it's fun and I get to talk and play games and have fun. Sometimes I go, should I ask them if I can join their call? But I don't want to in case they don't want me there, or I don't know if they are playing games and I don't want to interrupt their game session. I'll go back and watch YouTube because I usually do that anyway.
The only time we usually just sit in there and chill is when, like, when we have a game that's like full, like Grounded, you can only have 4 people. So if you have a full game, like we don't want people to feel left out. I guess it's the best way to say it. You know.
Usually I'm there just to hear the comedic timing of people screaming. That's really why I join them games or join their sessions. Usually, like, I like playing games, yes, but also just like sitting there laughing at their reactions to what's happening to them.
Totally understandable.
That's why I'm like, can I join just to hear bullshit happen? Because that's why I like
I mean,
doing.
that's streaming in a nutshell. Some people
Yes.
just like to watch people to see their reactions. So no, totally understandable.
Yeah.
Totally understandable.
But I honestly wouldn't have gotten really into VR chat as much if I didn't honestly meet you guys, because before I was like, oh, it's just there. Don't need to use it much. Now I have been like on it almost every single day because you show me lots of cool worlds.
Yes.
Which you're still going to take me to that goddamn one you went yesterday.
Uh,
And then that movie place, because now I've seen movies that I haven't seen, which I should have seen way before, because my childhood would have made a lot more sense to see those movies. Because I remember when we were in the world, we all watched Pirates,
Parts of Caribbean.
Parts of the Caribbean. I forgot which one it was. Stranger's Tides, I think, or World. Yeah, I think it was Stranger's Tides with.
Yeah, one of those. I remember we watched all of them, but I think we watched the last ones with you.
Yeah.
With you.
And then I finally saw Brave, and I finally saw.
That is a crime that you haven't watched that.
I know. I just didn't own it on DVD and didn't have it on VHS. Oh no, just DVD. And I never saw it in the theater. And then I finally watched. What was that other movie? I forgot the movie's name. I'm just. It eludes me. I forgot. It was an animated. It was an animated movie. I forgot. It was a Disney movie, I think.
The Disney movie? Moana?
Yes, that's it. I finally watched that movie.
Apparently I'm telepathic.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I know, right? You can read my brain. But I finally watched that because my friend Justin, he won't shut up about the whole, what can I say except you're welcome, over and over. I'm like, Justin, shut up, please.
Very catchy song. It's a very catchy song.
And then when I finally watched it, I'm like, okay.
I get it now.
Yeah, I like this song. But then whenever Justin brings it up, I'm like, shut up now. Please, shut up, Justin. Shut up.
Yeah, it can definitely get stuck in your head, and putting it on repeat, putting any song on repeat can get like, ugh, especially catchy songs.
Yes.
You'll find yourself singing it. You'll just be chilling, just trying to type something. You'll hear yourself singing it. It's like, shut up. I'm not trying to sing this right now. But then you have to listen to the song to try to get rid of like thinking about it. And then you'll turn it off and be like, okay, I'm good now. Go back to typing.
Because I remember
sing it again.
I remember when I was working, and at my work they would always play like songs I just don't like. Because I'm a big I'm a big metalhead. I like rock and roll. I like hip hop to an extent when it's good and the lyrics aren't stupid. And I like Steven Universe music. I don't know. I just like lots of music that have good lyrics, good songs, and beats I like. But usually my main genre has always been metal and stuff. But I always love listening to jazz because that cools me down a lot.
Yes.
Because let's get this out of the way so people can stop bugging people about it. You have a boyfriend, and they need to acknowledge that you have a boyfriend and stop bugging you about it. Because god damn it, they gotta stop asking you, hey, you have a boyfriend? Oh, let me hit on you. It's like, bitch, she has a boyfriend. Do you not know this yet?
Oh my goodness.
But let's get this out of the way. You have a boyfriend. His name is Josh.
Yes, I do.
And he's a metalhead, right?
Very much so. Him and Jordan and Joseph, they all listen to Screamo, and I'm sitting there like, I'm scared of Screamo. it's
funny. It's like,
yeah.
I get it. Like at first, it's like when I was 13, I listened to it for the first time. Like, but then I started listening to it a lot more and more. I'm like, okay, cool, because I understand what they're saying now.
Yeah.
The one thing I love about that kind of music is because I like the singing portions when they have like the choruses are great, but then what really gets me is when they do the screaming lyrics. It's like I read the lyrics to that and like, damn, that has to be screamed sometimes because usually like emotional because it's emotional music and I like that type of stuff.
I have a big respect for Screamo music. Trust me, like it takes a lot to scream some lyrics. It takes a true voice to do that. People are like, "Oh, it's just screaming." I'm like, no, screaming and actually sounding pretty decent while doing it and not just like
It takes
cracking your voice or
practice.
something. Yes. So I have very much a respect for screamo music and I
Mhm.
understand why people like it. It's
Yeah.
just for me, I don't like getting yelled at. And so when I
Oh
listen to it,
yeah,
I'm
of
like,
course,
"Oh,"
yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
I'm getting yelled at.
Oh, I
That's
understand for
my thing
sure.
with it. That's my thing with it. But no, I totally understand. I mean, I still listen to rock music and things like that. But
Yeah.
it's the screaming part.
I understand that. That makes a lot of sense. Like when I first listened to it, at first I was the same. I'm like, oh, okay, but then again, I just listened to it more and more and more and more and more, and I got so comfortable with that it became my main genre of music. Like I think my first ever band I listened to that had that was Linkin Park, and that was like when I was like six. I was like 6 listening to it because I love Linkin Park, and then after that, it was my first ever band was Metallica, and then it was Linkin Park, and then it was a whole bunch of bands right after them.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was like there are some pop bands that I like or pop artists that I like, and it's very, very few.
Oh yeah. I
And
mean,
then
now that's preference.
right, and then to the people who are watching or listening, Sophie here is the one who got me into goddamn BTS. So at first I didn't like K-pop at all because I never heard it, and I didn't like. It was just I don't know. And then she showed me these videos of BTS, and then I'm like, okay, that's not that bad. I like the dance moves. I like the beats of certain songs. And then she said, oh, I think you'll like Jimin. So I'm like, okay, who's Jimin, right? So then she showed me pictures of Jimin, and I'm like, oh, hello. I'm like, okay, I'm not bisexual, but yeah. Okay. Hold on right now. Hold on a minute. You know?
Such a pretty man. He is such a pretty man.
Okay,
I wish
everyone in BTS is pretty. I'm like, oh my god.
honestly, like they're manly, but they're still pretty. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a feminine manliness, which
Yeah.
honestly I feel like the world needs more of. Just saying.
Well, yeah, you got a point there.
I think it's fabulous.
It actually really
I swear,
is.
I'm glad that most men don't rock eyeliner because they would have an unpowerful force. It's a very powerful force there.
Oh yeah.
Because an unbroken powerful force. Because eyeliner on men, Lord Jesus.
Because if you were around during 2007, right?
Most
2007, 2011. That was when the whole like the emo scene kid thing was going on, when they were rocking that stuff all the time. And trust me, I was liking that look a lot. I like, ooh, that was cool. I dated one girl who looked like that. One.
Yeah.
She had poofy hair like that. She wore the eyeliner like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
and I would hang out with her all the time after school. And it was really fun. But with that came the other thing with the whole depression and stuff. I'm like, I can handle. Of course, I can handle it because she was my girlfriend at the time. But I didn't know that it was gone to the point where it went into the other thing. I will not say on the podcast because it's a really sensitive topic to a lot of people. So we'll just get that out of the way. So we'll just say that her life ended a lot sooner than it should have.
Yes.
I couldn't prevent it. I tried my best to. That is all I could. I tried my best to prevent it, but it didn't work. But that is all I can say on the podcast because I want to get too. But
I understand. It's totally understandable.
Yeah, but other than that, they had a force back in 2007, 2012 was when it ended. But there are still YouTubers I watch that still rock that style sometimes.
Oh yeah, tons of people still rock it.
I'm like, god damn.
It's really the signature hair, the big poofy hair with the bangs over it.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, let me tell you something. I am one of the most cutesiest people of like, I love cutesy stuff. That's what I mean. I literally love cutesy stuff so much. But I have my times where I like darker makeup and all that, just to switch it up and stuff like that. My boyfriend, if he had the control, he says he wouldn't. But he would love me with emo hair. He is a sucker for rock hair, emo hair, almost like scene hair type stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so the absolute opposite of me,
I know it's the complete opposite.
Okay, that's good to know.
I
And
would.
I'm like, what are you doing?
That would be amazing though if you did do that like out of nowhere, just like surprise,
Like
bitch.
a makeover. Yeah, like get a wig or something. He'd probably lose his shit.
Actually, I don't think you even need a wig. You probably just style your hair to that. Actually, your hair is long enough to do that style now.
Probably, but it's the bangs that would be hard.
It would be a little bit.
My hair and just like go over. That would be very strange looking, but I can maybe pull it off. I don't know. I don't know if I can pull it off. He's like, oh my god, you have green eyes. You should wear your regular eyes more with black eyeshadow. And I'm like, I feel like I look too scary like that or like serious.
Have you seen yourself with when you have your regular eyes in the right lighting and the right makeup? You look great.
Yeah, but I feel like my green eyes are like spoopy.
Don't
I feel like they look intimidating or something. I don't. And in the slightest, I do not want to look intimidating or spoopy at all. I want to look like I give warm hugs and I give food and stuff like that. So.
Remember how you got in comments on your Jack Sparrow thing when you were trying to be intimidating, but they're like, "Oh, you look so cute." Like, I'm trying to look spoopy, or like I look intimidating.
I'm like, guys, I'm trying to look serious. Why are you doing this to me?
But there have been some ones where you're like pretty intimidating if they're really nice. But then you've gotten people saying like, you know, you look cute, you're cute, and like, yeah, I get that, but she's trying to look, you know, serious. Yeah.
It's the baby face, man. And also, most people know me as like the kawaii Sophie, so everyone's like, "Oh my god, you look so cute." I'm like, let me be spooky.
I think that's just become an image of you as just like the kawaii, which is fine.
I'm not complaining at all, but you know, trying to.
There are points where you just want to have like a serious photo shoot where you look like sometimes serious, which you have done. It's on your Instagram. So if people want to go see it, where can they find you?
I've now changed my tag, so it's b.a._babyface. I've now changed it to that. It's also linked into my Twitch, and my link tree. So I have a link, all of my social links in my link tree, which you can find on my Instagram or my Twitch, which my Twitch is ba_babyface.
All right. Well, I have no other reason to end it on that. So, again, thank you guys for watching or listening.
Yeah, thank you.
So we're gonna probably try to get her on here a lot more, just because it's fun to have her on, and we're gonna try to get more people in here. We're gonna try to get, hopefully, we're trying to get Johan on here. We're trying to get Johan. We'll try to get the entire crew on here. We can try to get Jordan, Joseph, Josh, and try to get all of them and see. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening or watching.
Thank you so much.
And be sure to check out Sophie's socials on Instagram, her Twitch, her TikTok. If you guys see her on TikTok, come on now. But if not, go to her TikTok, which is what?
Sophie Corson.
All right, Sophie Corson on TikTok. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next one, which will be filmed next week. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, see ya.
Goodbye.